What?
We weren't on.
Hey everyone, welcome back.
Woohoo!
Just gonna wait for you guys to start joining and seeing the messages. Hey, hey, hey.
Hi.
That's foo.
Jalen.
Wow, the chat is already going wild. Hey everyone.
Hi.
Oh, everyone's been waiting for the live. We've been waiting to come on too. We're on a little earlier today than normal. Excited to talk to you guys about the episode.
Yes.
It was a lot. There's a lot to unpack from last night. It was also 2 hours, so
very long.
The Starbucks drink it's pretty much gone, a iced caramel macchiato decaf, with coconut milk.
Yum.
Someone goes, no, you're late. We were a little late. We had to send a reaction video in for Love Island real quick. It took us a couple more takes than we thought.
Someone says, how was camping?
Oh my gosh, camping was so
fun.
So much fun. We were out in the woods. Holy cow. Yes. Okay, jumping right in. Welcome back, guys, to After the Island. If you're new here, if you're not, this is After the Island. I'm Elizabeth.
I'm Alex.
And we just kind of recap and review all of the episodes, share our thoughts, and then answer your guys' questions. Except for today, we want to make it a little more conversational than we've had it in the past and not stick to like a straight timeline because it'd be really difficult to cover the full 2 hours in a timeline. Right. So we're just going to kind of go through each of the couples and then just like discuss things from there. Let's just do it from the order of the recoupling and then just like do everything there.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, someone said, Elizabeth, how funny was Jeremiah and Wright? They were hilarious.
So funny.
Those two's energy balances off each other like unbelievably funny. Okay, so the first person was Moira or no? Was it?
I do have it somewhere. Sorry.
Flip the order.
Okay.
Sorry. I think Moira went first.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so Moira was first. She stands up and she chooses to recouple with Aaron. And from what we saw in Casa Amor, she seemed super into it. So she recouples with Aaron. I think she was pretty happy with her decision. But then you see Calvin walk in with Cher, which we pretty much knew he was going to pick her. And same with Moira and Aaron. And I think that's why they put them first, since we both kind of knew. But I think that she instantly regretted it once she saw Calvin.
Right.
Like, I think that she was like, oh no, I still have those feelings. And then it started making her question everything there. And just that episode was so much heightened emotions and anxiety that I think that's why she started to kind of spiral a little bit and feel super overwhelmed and was like upset. I think we kind of talked about, I think she's like kind of had it in for the season. I hope that maybe she can get a date or something to pull her out of the villa for a little bit and just kind of reset and refresh, because I think that it's been just too much going on for her. Like, remember, she had James and then it was Calvin and now it's Aaron, and she just kind of feels very all over the place, and I don't think she's used to that. Like, remember, she was in an 8-year relationship. Yeah. She is not used to going from like guy to guy to guy like this. Yeah. Relationship wise.
And I think like everyone was kind of saying how oh my God, I don't understand where this is coming from, all of that kind of stuff. And I feel we talked about it a little, and we said that, you know, there's so many pressures from a lot of different things in there. And you can't really like process or compartmentalize your emotions. So I feel like we do understand a little bit of why she's kind of breaking down. I think she's kind of just realizing maybe this isn't for me, and maybe I'm not gonna find someone in here.
Yeah, I think she just seems very detached from the group even. Yeah, I think the group is very split right now. It doesn't feel like a whole. It feels like sectioned off in like little friend groups within, which kind of sucks. They need like a field day or something that like brings them all back together. But I think that she is coming across a certain way personality-wise that's probably not her, just because she is so all over the place. I also think I saw a comment in here from Kayla that she probably just brought Aaron back because he was the safe choice, because she knew Calvin would probably recouple. Right. And I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I feel like that was probably it. And she thought, maybe I'll just give it a chance. This is what I'm supposed to do. And now I think she's just kind of like, what am I even doing?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's kind of like where she's at.
It kind of just sucks because I know Kirsten was interested. Remember how we like heard?
Yeah.
And she wasn't going to go after him because
Yeah.
Moira liked him. But
Yeah.
maybe this will give a chance to Kirsten
Yeah.
to get to know someone else
Right.
besides Carrington.
Yeah, because you're right. Kirsten did say she was interested in getting to know Aaron, and then did back off when Moira was like, no, I'm really into him. I think she was just more like the excitement or liked the attention she was getting from it, because Calvin wasn't really giving her what she needs in a relationship, which is, I would need more than that as well.
Right.
But yeah, so maybe Kirsten, she's gonna be able to open up, but we'll get there. Who was next?
I think next
it wasn't
was
Kirsten.
It was.
Oh, it was Kirsten?
Yeah. Oh, well, Calvin walks in with Cher, but then they go to Kirsten, the next girl.
Yeah, Cher just seems very laid back. I think we'll get to see more of her from now on.
Mm-hmm.
But she just seems very chilled out, not super about any of the drama.
Right.
She's just kind of like, screw it, like, fuck it, I'm just doing whatever. She also must have like it almost makes me think she has probably such a strong group of friends at home that she doesn't feel like she needs to make friends there, even because she seems solely invested in just like a relationship.
Right.
But that's like all we've really seen of her so far.
Yeah, because she was like, it'd be great if I made friends, but I'm not here for that.
Yeah.
She is the girl who says it's not Friend Island, for sure.
Definitely. So then we have Kirsten. Oh, she wore all black, like she was like dressed for her funeral. I swear she was like, I'm going with the mood of like all black, the high neck. So I do agree with her decision of her deciding to not recouple with any of those boys, even though you could look at it like she's giving one of them a chance to stay in the villa. It's not necessarily like that, because if they didn't connect with someone, you're not giving them a chance, like they already had the chance to connect with someone and they didn't. Because I used to think, like being on Love Island, like I would always think like, why wouldn't they just let someone have more of a chance to stay?
Yeah.
But if you don't connect with anyone there's no point in staying.
Especially because they met like all of the girls already, so it's not like...
And they had time.
Yeah.
So,
so
she chooses to stay single. I think we knew that she was going to do that. We could tell earlier on she was going to do that too. I think we predicted that.
Yeah.
And then we see Carrington come down the stairs, and he comes down alone. There is no part of me that believes he did that on his own.
No.
That was 100% a producer telling him, this is how it's going to work. You're going to walk down first, and then she's going to follow. That's not something he did to upset Kirsten. Like, I would bet my entire winnings from last year on the fact that the producers definitely had Carrington walk down first.
Right. And
he is his own person, though, so like he definitely could have said in hindsight, I'm not doing that because that will end up hurting Kirsten.
Right.
But he also, like, I also argue with the fact that he might have thought, well, she recoupled, so okay, they're doing this to make it a little more dramatic, like I'm fine doing that, and that's where he could have let it slide. But I don't know. It's kind of like you have to really know what you stand for going into something like this, especially being on reality TV. Like, if you know something's gonna be rude, even if the producers are saying, do it, it's drama, it's for the show, whatever, like, you still have the chance to put your foot down and be like, no, I'm not doing that.
You have free will in there, is basically like, and we were trying to figure out, because when we saw it first, we were like, couldn't remember if he went first or if he was kind of somewhere in the middle. So when we went back to watch it, we were like, okay, maybe we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He didn't probably ever know what Casa Amor is, that kind of stuff. But the way, like, he obviously saw Calvin and the other girl walk down together.
Yeah.
And like, he could have said something. Like, why am I doing it this way?
He definitely could have. My only thought, that I would like to, like, hear his side of it once there's, like, a chance, and I think that's my, like, number one question I wish I could ask him at this point, because he might not have, that's fine, he might not have, like, he might have thought, even though Calvin walked down with Cher, like, oh, they're just doing it for some suspense, and I'm gonna get suspense too, because Kirsten totally found someone else also. Right. So and it could have been something like that.
We thought that he maybe possibly thought, like, she found someone.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I think what everyone's mentioning is the speech. So I think the speech is what set everyone off.
Yeah, I didn't like the word choice of calling Laurel independent, because Kirsten is very independent, and it almost felt like a jab at her. So if I had heard someone say that, like, standing next to me with someone new, I would be like, really? Like, that's so, like, that's a straight up jab. Like, just make it more about her, not about her versus me.
Right.
I also think the way he was prompted was wrong, too. Like, the way he was prompted, the questions from Ariel being fed to him. Do you think she's
the one?
No, I mean, Ariel doesn't write her questions that she asks the Islanders, but that prompted him almost to have the wrong answer.
Is that what you're saying? The one where she said, do you think she's the one?
Yes.
Laurel? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Ariel was like, is she the one for you? Like, I wanted to be like, oh, so did you want to turn around and then ask Kirsten, like...
Right.
So Carrington's not the one for you after you just chose to stand and do that? Like, it was just kind of... It felt like everything was playing really dirty. Like, I get it's a TV show. I get they need the viewers. I get they need the ratings. But it felt like it was playing a little too mean and a little too dirty for my liking, especially since Love Island Season 1, even though it was criticized for being very boring, people did love watching the genuine connections and people getting along. And I think at this point, it's, like, starting to creep up over the edge of, like, it's just a little too much. Even when you go back and you watch all the very successful UK seasons that do have a lot of drama.
This never happens.
This never happens. None of this is ever played this dirty.
It just seems so mean because Kirsten is already in such a vulnerable place, and being there already makes you so vulnerable. And she's just, like, I don't know, like, it's just... Yeah. Sad. It was really sad to see. I just feel like it was so, it left a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah. I think the whole episode kind of did to both of us, and I think that's why we're a little more relaxed today, too, rather than hyper. It's just, like, reflecting on it, like, we know that this is just, like, a fun show, and, like, what we wanted this to be is just be, like, fun, coming on, talking about everyone. Yeah, we rip on people here and there, but it's so lighthearted. It's not, like, to the bone, like, I, like, rip on my family to their face, and it's a joke, and it's funny, and, like, same with my friends and whatnot. Like, this is just, like, fun space, and it just feels like everything's getting a little too serious, a little too toxic, a little too dramatic, to the point where it almost doesn't feel like it's a show. It feels like it's, like, really messing with people's feelings, and especially, like, on here, we do this live chat, we're not trying to fuel kind of, like, hate, but we want this to be fun, and...
Right. Like memes and that kind of stuff. Yeah. We love that stuff. It's funny and it's fun, but, like, we've heard that people are getting, like, death threats from certain family members that are running Instagrams, and, like, that is not what we want. And I don't think, I mean, I know last year, like you said, there were some not victims, but I'm trying to think of the villains, sorry. And they got a lot of hate and stuff, and, like, we don't want to see that again for people. And someone said it was taken too far, and I totally agree. I think, like, the thing that we wanted to have this season and, like, talk about, someone just said, well, your season was boring compared to last year. But that's what we're kind of saying is the reason that we went on Love Island was because we knew it wasn't going to be something like The Bachelor where, like, you're being taken out of context or, something is, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why we wanted to...
I totally agree. Like, I didn't quit my job in New York to go on a show like the one that I've been watching. I quit my job to go on a show because I trusted the producers that this would be fun and, like, adventurous and lighthearted and funny and have this comedic factor. And if I got the vibe of this season, like, I can't say that I would have made the choice to go on.
Right.
I also, like, I know we've constantly said we probably wouldn't have blended with this cast as more, and I think if you take everyone individually, like, yeah, we'd probably get along with them, but the vibe as a Villa of a whole right now is very off, and I hope that turns around. I have hope that it will.
Yeah, same. I really
sure
do.
It will.
Think that probably was the last of the episodes that's going to take it that far.
Yeah. But it was tough.
It was a little hard to, like,
Also, there was another comment saying, Kirsten is so strong, and I can't believe she, like, didn't cry. Same. We were both like, wow, I would have been bawling. Like, they were poking at her. Those producers, having Carrington do that, having him then say that over there to her face, like, I would have been bawling, crying. I think she was more furious to the point where she couldn't get to the crying point. Like, she probably cried about it after. So maybe I would have just been, like, shaking furious mad, but, like, you could feel it. Like, she was angry. When they flashed to that beach hut, I was like, oh my gosh, is she drunk? Like, I thought maybe she was drunk because she sounded so shaken up, and I was like, oh my gosh, they gave her too much wine. And then it cuts to another scene where she says, I want my second glass. And I'm like, oh, so she only had one glass so far? So she wasn't drunk. Like, she was just that shaken up. No, they both said it.
Oh, they did?
They were talking about it in the room that they both want their other glass of wine. And then that's when Cely said, I only had my first glass. So I'm guessing that since Kirsten said she also wanted another glass, that she didn't get her second either.
Yeah, because you saw her when they were talking on the daybed and stuff. She said, I forget exactly what she said, but she was just like, exactly.
Yeah,
like she got mad.
Up.
And I'm like, I understand that, and I just want, I want everyone to know that like, we really do get the way that like everyone's feeling, and it kind of weighs heavy on us too. Yeah. Because we've gone through certain, like, obviously not the same things, but it's hard to watch.
Yeah. And it's crazy, too, because it's like, even though our season was not the same as this one, we still understand the production side of things. We understand, like, Love Island, how it works. We've watched all the UK seasons. Like, we were there the entire time. Like, we never left. And we saw all the other relationships unfold in front of us. Right. Even though it wasn't ours there, it still happened. And we both, too, have, like, had many relationships in our real lives that we can relate to a lot of these as well.
Right. So, I feel like, okay, so that was Carrington. Yeah. And then... Who comes in next? Justine.
We loved this. This brought some more... heartfelt to the episode, good energy.
Yeah, she just exudes all of this confidence and this really incredible energy that I think everyone feeds off of. So I just can't even see her like ever being brought down by anything, which is obviously untrue. But she was what we needed after that. Yeah, you know. Yeah.
So she was like, I've decided to stay, and. Ariel's was like, okay, we'll see what happens, you know, if he stays single too. And you see him walk back in, and like Cely and Justine are holding hands, and they're like crying, and she's like touching her nose not to cry. And it's funny because my nose does that; it tingles right before I cry. And I was like, oh my god, she's gonna cry. And then he comes in, and the smiles on their faces were so cute. Yes. It was infectious. Like, we were like goosebumps. We've rewatched that exact scene like 3 times. Like that scene gave me hope that like this villa will turn around, and the energy will come back to a good medium.
Right. Because even seeing Caleb and Justine, obviously, when he, like, ran over and gave her a kiss, and they were, like,
he was,
falling
like,
over.
Her up, like, falling over. Like, it wasn't, like, okay, let's stand and stop and get a good angle. Like, it was just, like, I just, like, missed you. Like, it was a good hug.
Allie said Caleb couldn't get down those stairs fast enough.
I know. They definitely told him to walk slow, and he was trying to walk fast, but also remembering in his head to walk slow. And we noticed that, too. We thought it was very funny.
Yeah. And also going off of their energy, they have the greatest energy in the villa, and
they do.
And also seeing Cely and Justine's friendship, like that's the fun of watching this too, is seeing Cely almost cry, or she was crying because she was so happy for her friend, and it was just like, I still have the chills right now talking about it because it was so nice to see.
So
what?
Just Cely and Justine's holy water pulled through.
Yeah. Oh, well, sort of. On one part.
I know. I felt bad when. We'll get there.
Yeah. But so
what you were just saying, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. What you were also saying, it reminded me of, they both have such good energy, even separate. Like, it's not like they have good energy as a couple. Justine has awesome energy by herself, and Caleb does too. Like, Caleb's like the villa therapist. He's always talking to everyone. He has a good relationship with everyone in the villa, and so does Justine. And I think that's why they make such a good couple together too, because they both, you know, are very happy, like, with themselves on their own first.
Yeah, for sure.
So then who is after
I totally agree.
Yeah.
Because we always talk about that, like, not being love for just your couple, but for yourself, too.
Yeah.
So then Cely.
Okay, so we have Cely.
Hey.
She was a wreck.
Oh.
I feel so bad.
I can't.
It was hard because we see all the girls so excited and nervous for her, and then we see Johnny walk in. All the girls have the biggest smiles on their face. All of the guys' faces were like, okay.
Deadpan.
Okay, Calvin's face was like this. like he was like a half, like, he didn't know what to do. His face was frozen. Caleb was straight-faced and then awkwardly smiling. Carrington's face was like this. He was like,
And then it switches once Johnny starts talking.
Yes, Johnny starts talking and Carrington almost starts laughing. He is smirking.
Mm-hmm.
I bet he was laughing and they couldn't show it.
Mm-hmm.
So
he was
bad.
literally like, no way this guy is saying this right now.
Yeah, he was like, what? Yeah, so it goes, you saw Carrington's face, which, yeah, we sure did see his face. We looked at all the guys' faces.
He was
looked
shook.
So awkward.
He was shook.
And those were the only guys that were sitting there, right? Because no one else really knew what happened besides those three sitting there plus Johnny and then Connor's after. So you're right. Those are the three faces. And all three were not good because they all knew what happened. And all the girls were like, oh, yay, like so excited for you. And then Johnny sits down and he's like, we have to talk later.
Right.
And she was like, okay, same. Like, I have to tell you stuff too. But she thinks it's like, talk to solidify our feelings.
I can't even imagine, too. Sorry, I was just thinking about this, sitting at the fire pit, waiting, and, like, it takes so long to do the recoupling as it is, but this, and not knowing anything that's happened over the past few days, I would be a wreck.
Same. I could barely do the speeches each week without feeling like really nervous and forgetting what I was gonna say. And they'd be like, "Anything else you want to add?" And I'd be like, "Oh right, no, I have more." Because I would get so nervous, I'd forget that. I can't imagine their nerves.
Right.
I would have passed out.
Right. I would have
passed out.
I would have thrown up or something. It was just okay.
And you could see the nerves on everyone too. You could feel it. You could feel the energy.
Yeah. So.
So they're like, okay, we'll talk later. Whatever. And then the last one is Mackenzie. So we went back and forth. We originally were like, okay, she's going to recouple with Jalen. And then we were like, there's no way she's going to. And then she does. Mm-hmm. She chooses Jalen. They seem happy, whatever. They, sit down. And then Connor comes in with the bear. Mm-hmm. And we were like, oh, no. We called it. We knew he was going to come up with the bear. And we knew we'd have to hand it to her, which just made things 10 times more awkward.
Gus.
Gus felt awkward too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I just this is, we all knew at some point we were gonna feel this way about Connor.
Yeah, we
feel terrible for him. It sucks. It just imagine, that's it's gut-wrenching.
Yeah. I'm at a point where I feel like, Connor deserves better and Mackenzie deserves better.
Right.
I don't see Mackenzie with Jalen anymore by the end of that episode.
Right.
Because of how we already see it playing out. But even before then, we were on to him. We were like, we get player vibes. Mm-hmm. But we didn't want to say it too soon. But I think we did say it in one of these.
I think we did yesterday.
Yeah, we said we get player vibes. And sure enough,
sorry.
You were right.
Also, he gave the bear back to her.
I know.
That was so awkward. I would just die. And I do feel bad for him, especially because we always do talk about how, he has had trouble in the past talking about his emotions and all that kind of stuff. And,
this must have been really hard
to
for
go
him.
through that. I think that this might teach him something. Almost he's going to come out a better person from this because you said, they're not meant to be together, but they both taught each other something.
Yeah. I think he's going to wear his heart on his sleeve a lot more and realize he needs to tell people how he's really feeling or it's just going to come back and bite him in the butt.
Right.
Because if he really wanted to still be with Mackenzie like that, he should have told her before he left for Casa Amor.
Right.
You know?
And I think as we saw when they were talking after and stuff, he wasn't upset with her. He was so mature about it. And he was like, if you feel that this is a better match for you and he makes you a better person and all of this kind of stuff, I think that they, he honestly wasn't upset about it. I think he was happy for her.
Is this gross? I really want more.
Does it taste good?
It's so good. It's all the caramel stuck to the top.
But yeah, and so I see a lot of people are why are the guys so mean to Mackenzie? That brings it back to the Johnny thing where he was saying, I'm gonna call her a hypocrite to her face. He's the last person that should be saying that right now.
Okay, so I know. I think he has disliked her from day 2 in the villa. Mm-hmm. He has been out to push her buttons.
Has been out for her.
He has made snarky comments since the second episode to her, to her face. Mm-hmm. And I haven't really heard her say much back to him. No. But I think that's really going to start to collide. And I think it's because Mackenzie sees through his bullshit.
Yeah.
And I think
totally
that's
agree.
why he feels almost threatened by her a little, that he comes at her because he knows that she sees through that all, because I think the world Mackenzie lives in outside of the villa, unfortunately, I think she's around a lot of guys like him. And and knows people similar to him,
Right.
that's why she's super onto it.
Right.
But I have my biggest, we have our biggest conspiracy theory of where we think things are going. So Jalen, we think he is a total player, and we even notice the fact that when he first comes in, he's like, I just want Moira. I just want Moira. I think his game plan was, I'm going to go for Moira, make it super straightforward because she seems like the easiest to switch because of Calvin.
Yeah.
So he does that, realizes there's no vibe, then sees Mackenzie as a weak link because of the up and downs with Connor, plays her to get back into the villa, and now he's got his free range of girls, but now he's going to go after Kirsten since she's the new, like, weak link to him since Carrington is, like, moving on.
Right.
So I went from liking Jalen a lot to being like, I think you're really full of shit.
Right. And it's so funny how your opinion on someone can change just from one episode to the next.
Fast.
It is. I also keep seeing things about people saying that the boys talking was like really shady and kind of like it was. That was
I don't like that the boys feel shady to me, and I don't like if that's portrayed as something that's cool because it's not. Like being shady is not cool.
Right. And like kind of insulting. I can't remember exactly what they were saying about Mackenzie because I kind of had to like tune it off because I was just so like put off by it. But all of the boys were saying stuff. And it was really mean.
I want them to throw some like boys in that don't get along with this group of boys to really be like, or just to start calling them out, or like Ray was saying on his live, like he wants some like 10 out of 10 guy, like awesome person inside and out to come in and come for like Cely, or just like I just want them to send in like 2 really great people that know what they stand for, know what they believe in, have been watching everything, and can come in and like tell it how it is and just kind of reset the vibe and be like, you own your shit, you own your shit, and you own your shit. Like, it doesn't feel like they have anyone that kind of feels like a leader in the villa.
Right.
Like,
sorry.
No, go ahead.
I just saw something that was like,
pull
where is it? Because it was such a good point.
Yeah.
Where'd it go?
What was it along the lines of?
It said something. It was like right here.
So vocal.
Oh, no, that wasn't it. Sorry. Okay, yes, okay, that was it. So, like, the guys were really bashing on Mackenzie for following her heart, had a conversation with Connor, all of that stuff, but they weren't doing the same thing back to Johnny.
Yeah, like, it's okay for them to call Mackenzie out.
Right.
Go for it. Tell her how you feel.
Right.
But, like, don't do it just to her and not Johnny.
Right. Because it almost seemed that the boys were all just, like, you know, like, bro code, we're sticking by Johnny, da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
But when it comes to Mackenzie, like, the boys have just ripped on her, like, endlessly.
Yeah, they have. Sorry, I laughed because someone put Gus banged Mercedes. I'm dead. I feel bad, all those girls. So it's weird that the guys from Casa Amor get to say goodbye that don't make it, and the girls are just, like, gone. Like, they don't get to say goodbye to anybody.
Like, I could have sworn that they did that in the UK. They brought the girls in just to say bye.
I know, we thought Mercedes was going to come in and give Cely, like, a heads up. Yeah, wait, so then Johnny, we kind of missed talking about... No, you're good. I kind of like that it's not, like, a straight-up order. So Johnny, when he talks to Cely, starts off saying, like, she really, like, came on to me. And then, like, corrected himself. Like, he tried to downplay it.
He said that, and he didn't say... I mean, of course, we don't know the whole conversation. That is what I want to say, because she did know her name. When Cely went to go talk to someone else, she said her name's Mercedes. So, I mean, there was more to the conversation, but the way that we heard it was... He said, she tried to kiss me, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, like...
But, like...
And he also left out the third makeout they had. He said the first one, which is the one you just described. Then he said they were making out in bed. Also missed the part that they were, like, under the covers.
Yeah.
And then the second day, he didn't mention that he, like, made out with her after the challenge was done.
Right.
So it's like you had 3 different, like, encounters with her that were very sexual. He, like, downplayed that. And he made it sound like it was 1.5 in a way to her.
Right.
Which
and,
like, such BS.
I liked how Cely kind of came at him. Like, not came at him, but she was like... This doesn't make any sense, dude. Like you said, the only way that your head is going to turn is if, like, someone has a better personality. To me, this just sounds like you, on the first day, you decided to kiss her. Like, where did all of the things you were saying about someone turning your head that quickly go?
He told her before he left, I'm all in.
Yeah.
you don't say that and then go to Casa Amor and be like all over the place. I can't speak all over the place. I don't know. It just is a test to like how I think they would do in the real world, which is probably not well.
Right. It's just he's really like, I don't want to call him a hypocrite because I don't want to even stoop to that level of him saying like the Mackenzie stuff.
Right.
But it's just he really does do the complete opposite of what he's saying, you know?
He just seems extremely manipulative to me.
Yeah, because he downplays everything that happened with them. He pinned it all on Mercedes, and I like how Cely was like, "Don't pin this all on her. It wasn't just her."
I know.
You know?
Cely did bring that up, which is a very good point, and, like, good for you for saying that and not just being, like, salty about it and, like, you know, like, it's not, like, the girl's fault. It's you know.
Someone said he was all in Mercedes' mouth.
Oh, my God. He was. He so was. I don't know. It was just weird.
Oh,
I also
that was
think...
it.
What?
The game we didn't talk about.
Which game?
No, when he said Casa Amor as a challenge.
Oh, yeah. He used Casa Amor as a whole game or a challenge in itself. Yeah, frickin' right.
It's
that is
actually
such a cop-out. I would have flipped out.
Same. That's just, like, so beyond
that alone
false.
Was, like, that was the biggest red flag out of all of it.
I totally agree. It just, like, it doesn't make any sense.
So, like, are you gonna get out of the villa and be like, it was just a game?
Yeah.
Like, sorry, babe, it was just a game the whole time. I just kind of saw Love Island as a game.
It's so insane. I just, like, I honestly couldn't even we were screaming at the TV, like, oh, no, he did not just say that.
Yeah. I also think Alex and I have been having some troubles with trying to figure out ourselves whether or not this show has the narrative. Is this, like, a game, or, like, is everyone trying to win this season, or, like, is this still about trying to find, like, a really good connection with someone? Because it feels kind of conflicted.
Mm-hmm. It's just, like, the vibe is so off.
The vibe is so off.
I feel like the only people that are really keeping this positive, uplifting, like, happy-go-lucky vibe that I think Love Island is supposed to be is Justine and Caleb.
Yeah.
Because, and Kirsten, because honestly, like, I get that she is a little bit emotional, which is totally fair.
But it's her being real.
Yes.
And it's her doing exactly what the show is supposed to be about, and it's finding love and putting your heart out there and, you know, taking risks and being a part of, like, a crazy adventure.
Right. And yeah, I also, I just thought about the, like, Casa Amor girls. They just, like, got sent home. They didn't even get to say bye. Yeah. They didn't show. I know I watched Faith's live this morning, and she was talking about, someone asked, so how did they tell you, like, who was picking who? They didn't show any of that. And she said that the guys sat them all down and kind of just basically, like, gave a little speech about who they were picking, and that was it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird. Like, it's so awkward.
Weird. It's super weird. Also, wait, there was something else we missed that I wanted to bring up. So there was the conversation with Jalen and Mackenzie where she was a little like, why are you just talking to everyone in the villa but me? And it was the same kind of anxiety we see in her previously with Connor, how she just really likes the focus on her, and if it's not, then she starts to panic a little inside. And I think that comes from, like, an insecurity that she has that now, I didn't know if it was maybe just Connor pulling it out in her, but now that we've seen it with two people, I think that that's something that she's just gonna need to, like, work on herself, and I hope the show can really
Was that the same night as the recoupling, or was that the next day?
It was the next day.
So this is my only thing with that, where I'm seeing it from another side.
Yeah.
'Cause I've heard something, I can't remember, like, at what point it was.
Yeah.
But she was saying, like, the whole next day, he barely talked to her. I heard it in the background somewhere.
That would drive me nuts, too.
Like, just imagine. You leave, you know that people are going to be mad with you leaving Connor. And then you pick this guy, you're like, oh my gosh, he actually might be what I need in here.
Yeah.
And then the next day, he kind of just doesn't talk to you. He's talking to everyone else, and I understand, like, you do want to make friends. You do want to be a part of the crew. Like, he was in Casa Amor. He doesn't know the boy. Harder for them to fit into the group. But I just feel like maybe it was him getting to know everyone else, and then it clicking. He might
clicked with Kirsten and that's why they had such a long conversation.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that was probably it.
And that does attest to, you know, Mackenzie is like, oh my God, did I make the wrong choice?
Yeah.
I don't
That's
know.
tough.
Like,
That's a
I'm
tough
curious. The thing about Kirsten, remember when he was talking to her by the pool and they were laying and, like,
Yeah.
I was like, he just checked her out so hard.
Yeah.
And
if I saw that, too, out of the corner of my eye, no matter how long the conversation would be, I'd be like, okay, that's kind of off to me.
Right.
Like, that's kind of weird. Like, shouldn't you be so excited that I just brought you back about, like, didn't you want to tour, like, everything? Or, like,
right.
Like,
and you're, like,
yeah, I
like
would be really
kissing me
off-put.
in bed. And
Yeah, I'd be off-put by that, too. And then, I mean, her instinct was right, though, because the episode ends with him being interested in Kirsten, and they're in the kitchen talking, and he's like, I am attracted to you and want to get to know you more, and she's like, same.
Right.
So
it does give weird vibes, but I guess we have to, was there a first look today, or?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Also, we wanted to kind of make this interactive and ask you guys if you had relationship advice to give to some of these Islanders. Like, if you could talk to them right now and tell them advice, who would you want to say something to, and what would you want to say?
Yeah. I want to, I'm going to pull it up on my phone just because I can't see as well.
Okay. I can pull it up for you, too, if you want.
It's okay.
Yeah, also, Moira was definitely, like, so overwhelmed. I think she needs, like, a date or a spa date out of the villa, or, like, she needs a reset really bad.
Someone said, what do you think about Cher?
I haven't seen enough of her to know. She seems way too chill.
I think, like, the conversation...
Okay, wait. Trust your gut. I'd tell Cely to run. I'd tell Mackenzie to chill.
Yeah, we didn't talk about, like, the Cely and Johnny stuff. So what do you guys think about... Because...
Justine put a ring on it. Stay true to yourself, Mackenzie. I just wanted to read some of these since a lot of people sent them, and then we'll talk about that.
I would tell Moira to leave. Honestly, that's what we were saying. We think that she's just ready to go. I think she's been through so much in there, and she's like, I don't know. Like, and I've heard really great things about her, and I'm sure she's an amazing person, but I think that she has just gone through so much. She's just like, I'm done. I'm done with all of this. I don't feel normal in here. Someone
said I'd tell Moira to stop getting so into your head. I would want to tell her that too. She's so in her head right now. Cely, know your worth.
Yes.
I know. You know, when I wish we could tell all these people these messages.
You know, when she's in the dressing room and she is starting to put her sweatpants on, so you guys like when you do that, you're actually not allowed. You have to wear your outfit till the night is over, and if you start changing, you do get in trouble. So I think that's why Cely was like, why are you changing? What's going on? And that kind of told me, because sometimes I would do that when I was just like, I want to get out of here. I would just throw on sweats and be like, I'm done for the night.
I did that once, too. You're supposed to do, like, the beach hut after everything happens, and you have to be in your same outfit, and I'd be like, no. Yeah, I had to do it in the morning sometimes, because I was like, no, I'm going to bed. And they, and there's a set, like, time to go to bed, and sometimes after all that, you're just like, okay, I'm done. I'm ready for bed.
Yeah, you just can't even talk about it anymore.
Yeah, someone said I'd tell Moira this isn't good for her health, and she needs a mental headspace break.
Well, so what do you guys think about the, like,
wait, a lot of people are saying, before you do that.
Yeah.
There were a ton of them. The Justine and Cher conversation.
Yeah.
I missed that.
That was when she was saying, you know, Caleb did say that he was interested in me in Casa Amor, and if there is something there, like, I'm not gonna close myself off to it.
Because she doesn't like Calvin.
Right. Well, and Justine said, you know, Caleb talked to me about this, but he told me that you guys are friends. Like, it's not a romantic thing at all. Yeah. And then Cher said, well, I heard differently.
Oh, yikes.
So I don't know.
Oh, yikes.
And I think Cher is she's very confident. She's very, I think that she just knows who she is, and she's not worried about, like, making any enemies.
She's not trying to please anyone else. Like, she's not going to go out of her way to please anyone else. But I don't think she's trying to create drama either. I think she's just very straightforward. Because everything she said has been straightforward. What was the one comment she made? I'm trying to think of it. She made one comment that was so straightforward that I was like, oh.
Wait, to who?
But it was, like, funny. It was in the beach hut. She said something, and it was like, get over it. Or it was something like.
Oh, yeah. She was like, well, am I going to feel bad if I... like go at. It was something of the context, like I'm not gonna feel bad. Yeah, I don't care.
It was like, I don't care. I think that's just how she is. And I think she's just, you know, a little bit different than some of the other Islanders there. And I like that. I could respect that she has a totally different personality from a lot of those people.
Right. And, okay, the Cely and Johnny stuff.
Someone was like, well, what time do they go to bed and wake up? We have no idea.
Someone said, can we discuss Mackenzie's love tank? Okay, that was so funny when Mackenzie was like, number. What?
Caleb said new number.
She was like, oh, my love tank doesn't feel full or something, and Moira just like looks at her and then is like, well, we've got to get your love tank full. She was so dead serious. It was so funny.
Sorry, you guys are going really fast.
Caleb shut it down.
Caleb said he would ghost her.
Yes, he did. He did say that.
Yeah.
He said this would be a great ghost situation.
Weird. It's
kind of alarming.
I know. I thought that originally, and then I was like, maybe I just took it out of context, but I don't know.
Then someone said, do you think Carrington's going to switch on Laurel too?
She's a really sweet girl, and I could see her being good for him, balancing him out, because I think he puts his foot in his mouth, and I think she would be good about gently correcting him in a way where he wouldn't see it as she's trying to correct me, she's trying to make me a better person. So I would really love that for him. I also we know Carrington's family's super traditional, and she seems super traditional, so I could see it
working,
having more of a lasting effect in that sense. But I also think Carrington has one of the most wandering eyes we've seen. So I don't know. I'm kind of nervous.
Oh, whoa.
Oh
my god.
Oh my gosh. The chat.
First look. Okay.
Oh no, the first look came out. Okay.
Should I pull it up?
Yeah, let's pull it up. But also, like, if you guys have more things that you want us to cover or say, like, we want to be super interactive in this chat, and I think that's what makes After the Island so special, is that we really do just go based off what you guys are saying, and we let you know how we're feeling, and we just keep it pretty real.
Right.
All right, let's watch this first look.
Okay.
I don't think Carrington is serious about anything. I think he would be if he really got the right person.
Oh my god, it's the food challenge.
No! I already have the weakest stomach lately.
Oh my god.
My gosh.
Okay. Oh my god.
Yuck. Also, someone wrote in here there's going to be a dumping soon. There definitely will. There will be a dumping before Islanders are added.
Sorry.
Oh, I thought that was a commercial.
Oh, no, it's okay.
So I was like purposely like, oh, ignore the commercial. There will definitely... There will be a dumping before Islanders are added because there's way too many people in the house right now. That also could be playing a part in why everyone feels overwhelmed. Because if you think of this in a psychological matter, you can't have that many people living in a house or people are going to become unhappy really, really quick. And I think that's what we saw a lot of last night.
Right.
So to keep the aura of the villa healthy, we need some people to go home.
Right. Okay.
Here we go. I feel like last night she came to me, you know, she was frustrated that I didn't show her more attention in like group settings, or like that I didn't spend more quality time with her.
She was kind of saying the same thing to us. I'm getting deja vu.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm deja vu. I feel like we already saw this scene.
I know.
Starts off with or leads into, like, I don't want it. My whole thing with
I don't want it.
I was like kind of disappointed. Was like
He's already changed his mind.
The thing about me coming in here and the ideas that I had, that's what I'm like terrified of.
Terrified of what?
Like
exactly
the Mackenzie that I saw before I got in here.
Ouch.
That's like the complete opposite
Ouch.
of what I want. Like
That's what I would say too.
Sprint away from that kind of thing.
Okay, he's so off it, and he's a player.
He's
off it.
Oh my god, they did do the hashtag.
Shop
Spit or swallow.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny.
Mouth to mouth, hashtag spit or swallow.
Hashtag spit or swallow.
Shout out Mackie.
I hate my
Oh.
life. Oh, there's no way that's going to my mouth.
Oh my god, at least they don't have ketchup
Oh my
on the
gosh,
fries.
Carrington.
This man grabbed a meatball off of the ground and forced me to take it back.
Oh my god, I need her to find someone else. Did Carrington just throw up?
He would be someone to throw up.
I got a text.
Recoupling.
Yeah.
Who got a text? Justine got a text. Justine
Justine and Caleb, you're going
Oh! Yes.
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 Hashtag couple goals, hashtag love.
Couple goals.
Yes. First date.
I don't know what we're gonna do, but it's gonna be fun.
Oh my god, his shirt. I love it.
That was cheesy.
Someone said Mackenzie's gonna end up just getting more emotional because Jalen's gonna hurt her, and it's gonna happen. We're
Oh
gonna
my
see
god,
way
did she
more
sleep
emotion.
outside?
Yesterday was not
Aw.
me getting to express anything. Our conversation yesterday
knew
was him
it.
saying all of these really mean things about me and not letting me.
Oh my god, I have the chills.
I feel so bad.
My side of things.
Did you recouple with Connor ever?
I mean, possibly if you wanted to.
So you're sure, Connor, that you're not being swayed back into that?
I am 90. No.
Calvin's face. Johnny, sit down. Oh, I can't.
Oh my
I
gosh,
can't.
Johnny is riled up over that. Okay, I feel really bad.
I feel really bad. That's
That's a lot.
How do you guys feel about it?
Yeah. Let me try to refresh the chat.
I know, I think it's like moving too fast.
It's going
Here, let
really
me pull it up on
fast.
YouTube. Maybe it'll.
Jalen was rude as fuck. He was rude.
That's
I'm
just-
sorry. That was. I would have. Yeah, I don't like Jalen.
Honestly, okay, this is my take on that. Is that we saw such a different Mackenzie when Casa Amor was going on.
Yeah.
At first I thought it was maybe because of him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
I don't
it
think it was
is.
him at all.
I think that he's using the beginning where he
Yeah.
saw that kind of stuff and is using it as a crutch to say, maybe I'm not into this. Like, that's so wrong. He literally played her to get into the villa.
He did. Also, I have a wild theory I just thought of in my head, and I might like end up dismissing my own theory. But I think Mackenzie feels so freaking uncomfortable in the villa because all those guys just come for her that it heightens how emotional she is, and that's why people are like, oh, she's dramatic, or oh, she's crazy, whatever. I think she doesn't vibe with that group of guys, and they're just kind of like out to poke at her, and she feels uncomfortable when she's there, and that's why we saw a different side of her in the new villa, because all those new guys loved her.
You're so right.
All those new guys were so
You're
nice
so
to her,
right.
and I think that's why she had that personality, and now none of those guys stayed other than Jalen and Aaron. So it's like Jalen's already kind of like shifted along with those back with the new guys because he's trying to like fit in with them. And Aaron, I think, just hasn't gotten to know them yet. So I think she's back in that weird setting of like those guys don't accept her there.
Right.
Yeah.
It's kind of upsetting. I thought that
It
more
is.
than just Jalen and Aaron would stay.
Me too.
Because all of the guys, I mean, we didn't get to see a lot of
They just
like
seem
the other ones.
like a lot more less, not less douchey,
Judgy?
but like
Judgy.
yeah, less judgy, more of like just sweethearts. Like the vibe was just like, I'm not trying to be the alpha frat star douchebag, like whatever. Like it was just like, I'm here to have fun and like let's respect women. Like I just got a different vibe. That's very general.
Yeah.
like, what I'm
Someone
trying to
said they
describe
all
it.
hate her for no reason.
They do,
It
and I
really
think
does
that,
seem that way.
I think that's why she is looking out to be like ending up looking like more of a bitch or more of like a dramatic, because she just feels so freaking uncomfortable. Like it reminds me of like me. I had a friend in college who was kind of like her, and she would never go to this one frat house because all the guys would just kind of pick on her a little. It was like
Right.
they just kind of targeted her, and it made her real defensive whenever she was there, and it made her like a different person when she was there, and she was just like, I can't go here, like I hate being here, like this just isn't for me. So she would only hang out at different house parties and stuff.
Right. I think like maybe the guys are a little intimidated of her too because they're younger.
Yeah.
And she does know who she is. I think she really does. I don't
Yeah.
think that she's struggling with that.
No, I don't think she is either.
And I think a lot of those guys right now are struggling with who they are.
Totally.
Because we've already seen several times all of the guys
Totally.
like going back on what they say and saying things and not meaning it, saying things or doing the complete opposite. That's like what was very apparent to me in this episode, and now it shows even more there.
Someone said, so why was Johnny jumping? Because he hates her and he's been like after her. He's been snapping at her and like trying to get under her skin, and Connor starts to say like, I would maybe like go back to her, and that's why Johnny jumps up, because he's like, no, you're not allowed to do that, like blah blah blah, because he just like has it out for her.
Right. And I think, can we talk about the Johnny and Cely situation a little?
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like we
wanna
missed a section of that.
I want to get people's opinions on it.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, we were talking about it.
Quick.
It was almost, and I've been in this situation far too many times where, like, I understand that this is something that happens a lot, and it's sadly normal.
I know.
That you have someone, even though they're not dating, I would still see it as kind of like a cheating situation. I know
it's
a
like
lot of people have a different right, and I've taken people back that have done that.
I have too.
And it's
really hard.
It is really hard, and then you think about.
And then I would say, like, 10 times out of 10, you end up taking this person back when something like that happens. And then it ultimately doesn't end up working out because it'll either repeat itself, or the connection's not the same anymore, or the issue just, like, can't ever, like, be forgiven. It's just very hard to move forward from something like that once someone has already established that they're going to do something like that to you.
Right.
But it's kind of, like, it's hard because it even reminds me of, like what you're saying, like, you do that, but you almost have to go through that to know that, like,
right,
that's not what to do in a weird way. Like,
you accept it and you go back to, or you try to go back to what was normal, but it never feels the same. And
to make you realize that that's not for you.
And I think, like, what kind of upset me about seeing that, I mean, everyone has their own, they make their own decisions. So I'm just going off of what I feel. He almost didn't let her have the time to breathe. Like, he was always there, or like he was compensating for something that wasn't there. And I think that when they started making out in the dressing room,
and he put her down on the floor, when guys act like that around me, when all of a sudden they're like overly that, I'm like, you're guilty.
And I think that it just sucks that he couldn't be real with her. He couldn't tell her what actually happened. He pinned it all on Mercedes, and I'm just curious as to who's going to explain the entire situation to her.
I hope that it's not that she doesn't just wash it back when she leaves.
I know.
I just, like,
I would die if I had to watch that.
I know, and like Ray mentioned on his live yesterday that, like, he wishes someone great could come in for her and show her that, like, she deserves better and blah, blah, blah. But, like, the thing is, she is so invested in Johnny right now. She is so blinded by it. Like, so much of us have all been through that, where you're just so blinded by the way that you feel that wouldn't work. It's just not going to work. She needs the time to realize, and I think she needs to, like, almost live through it out, like, play it out with Johnny to realize that that's not going to make her happy and that that's not right for her.
Right. And, like, even when they were going to bed that night, that she was so upset, she kind of goes to sleep and rolls on her side, but then he's, when the lights go out, he's touching her, saying, please just forgive me, and she does cuddle up next to him. And I just know that feeling all too well, and it's just so terrible. I just feel so bad for her. I don't even have...
Someone said if these guys were real, they would tell her. Fair. Like we've said, these guys have been kind of shady. The aura or the vibe of the group of guys, the OG guys, is shady. It's this, like, alpha male, like thinking they're elite, like like the vibe of that OG guy group. Yeah. I would take them all individually, probably good people, but their consensus vibe is bad.
Right.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It gives me bad vibes.
A lot of people are saying they think it's going to come out in the Twitter challenge.
I hope so, but which sucks. I hope someone tells her before then, because she deserves a lot more than to read it on a tweet or have it come out in a challenge. Johnny's not going to tell her to her face. We already know that. We already saw what he's telling her from that. He's going to be doing the whole, like, I should have told you more, whatever. Someone goes, Carrington's supposed to be a snitch.
I know. Come on,
Carrington. Come on. We're rooting for you to be a snitch.
This person said, Raven said, he already told on himself. What else is there to tell? So I think what we're all saying is that he pinned it on Mercedes. As if she was the one. You know, she did pursue him, but he also gave into it and made out with her and did, like, you know, that's the thing.
He also didn't tell on himself. He was like, the whole thing was like a game. I think he's saying the whole thing is like a game because the game had ended and he still went for it.
Right.
That's why he's like, I guess the whole thing was just a game. And he's going to come back and say that.
Right. Well, I'm assuming maybe someone is going to tell about that game kiss.
The game kiss.
It wasn't after the game kiss.
It was after the game.
I did see one more thing that I wanted to...
He acted as if he didn't play a part. Exactly.
A lot of people were asking about the Kirsten and Laurel conversation.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they did talk.
I think that Kirsten was really understanding towards her, saying that she sees how they connect in a different way.
Yeah.
She's a lot better for Carrington than Kirsten is, but it kind of does leave me questioning, does that mean Kirsten still doesn't does she still like him?
I think she does, yeah.
Yeah, and she's just trying to be supportive.
Yeah, and I think she is open to trying to get to know some of the other guys in there, but I do think there's a chance that she would do it to make him jealous.
Yeah.
I'm not sure yet. I need to see it. I need to watch her, with the other guys more, because I feel like I haven't really got a chance to see that.
Someone said, Caleb should tell Justine, and then Justine will tell Cely. Hopefully Caleb says something, because Caleb has been the voice of reason.
Yeah. I know, it kind of makes me be like, come on, Caleb, you're a little better than that. I think Caleb should tell Cely, or what I think should happen is I think Caleb or Carrington should sit down with Johnny and be like, I don't think you told her the full, what am I trying to say, consensus?
Yeah.
Full story of what really happened. I think you need to emphasize on, how it really went down and not just, sugarcoat it to her, because I just feel like that's not fair. It's just not fair. We know she doesn't get the extent of it. And, it's it feels like half the truth, which someone wrote in here earlier. Half truth is a lie.
Right, exactly.
And I think that's why we're upset about it. He admitted a kind of to what he did, but it's just, I don't know. I don't like it.
Someone goes, Mercedes better get to tweeting.
Stop.
And then someone else said he left the 30+ kisses out.
Yeah, exactly. We're also planning on having Faith and Mercedes on here at some point.
Do you guys want to see any, who do you want to see from Casa Amor? Do you want to see everyone? Because we'll totally do it. We want to hear everyone's side.
Yeah. We were going to keep them maybe a little bit shorter than a full hour.
Yeah, because there's a lot
because there was a lot of them. But I definitely would like to hear, give everyone a chance to kind of tell us about their experience and how it was. We do treat this like a true after show or after series where although we give our opinions on things, it's tough for us to not have a biased sense when we have people's families reaching out.
Right.
And, people themselves and, giving everyone a chance to talk about how it really was to them.
Right. Because I think you guys, you have to remember, we do have our opinions and stuff, but I flip-flop my opinion all the time because, them showing stuff and then talking to people in real life, it does change things. And we do recognize that we do that. And I definitely do, but I think that I am a person who tries to hear every side of each story too. And then I also try to take in the third party of production included.
Right,
so
and
it's
editing and all of that.
Yeah, so it's hard to even form your opinion on people that you meet for 4 minutes total in a episode, And
even Love Island, the whole thing, when people say, what is the number one thing you learned from going on the show? It's not judge people by your first interaction.
Right.
So it's you meet someone on Love Island, the minute you meet them, you're like, oh, I don't like them. By day 4, you're like, they're great! Because you get to know people more from just, a surface level.
Exactly. And I think that is something so important that we try to touch on a lot, because we do, the hate is really upsetting to see. So... I don't know. I just wanted to say that because we don't hate anyone. We don't dislike anyone. Everyone was there for the same reason. Everyone had the right to be there. Everyone made it on the show in the same way. Some people have certain characters that are played out.
And maybe we don't agree with what they're doing, but of course I'd be happy to hear what they have to say about it once their time there is done.
Exactly.
Yeah, we keep it real with you guys, and that's why I like this. We let you know what we think. So we're open to you guys having opposing views, and we do as well.
I'm trying to read, but it's moving so
It's
Oh
moving
my
quick.
God. Okay,
Someone
wait,
goes,
let me see.
Elizabeth, your theory was right about Johnny causing a
Yes.
problem just so he could come back stronger. Totally.
She was so right.
And we're right about this too. That
Beyond.
he's still just kind of sly.
Right. Everyone's saying talk about Kirsten and Carrington's conversation.
She didn't want to talk to him. She was just like brushing her teeth and she just was like, don't want to talk.
Right. And
did they talk after
No.
that?
Remember they had that conversation, I think it was up by the spill the tea thing.
Oh yeah. Oops.
I kind of don't
This episode was long. It was 2 hours.
Do you
we
guys
watched it twice, but like
Yeah,
2
can you
hours.
guys tell us a little bit about it? We've seen it, but we just don't remember exactly what they said. I remember he tried to he asked her for a hug at the end.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, sure, but wasn't really hugging him. Oh, Catalina's so grateful for this show. It helps so much. That like really means a lot to us, seriously, because we love talking about you guys. About you guys. We love talking with you guys. And it's so fun to hear all of your different opinions because there's so many. And we're all right. Like no one's opinion is correct.
It's incorrect.
Yeah, incorrect. Sorry. I'm so out of
Okay.
it.
I saw something I need.
He was like, I'm still into you, you're hot. Oh my god, I do remember that.
Oh my god, I remember that too. That was weird.
Because
that
he
is
uses
so
hot
misleading.
so much.
It's misleading.
Can Kira come on? Yes.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yes.
All right.
I'm trying to figure out what he said besides the hot thing. I think it takes a minute because it's a little delayed. It's not loading.
Someone keeps saying, imagine if they bring Mercedes back. They won't do that.
I don't think they
They
will.
won't do that. It's
Unless, has anyone seen her post on her Instagram or anything?
yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. She's definitely not coming back.
Yeah, she's not.
Will Cher tell Cely about Johnny?
She doesn't seem into drama. I'm gonna
Yeah,
go with
she
no.
doesn't.
She seems very detached from any possible drama. My
Is it-
eyes just unfocused for a second. Is this out
Sorry.
of focus or did my eyes unfocus? Like,
Did that work?
yeah, I think. I'm scared. Why are my eyes not focusing? Do I need
He said that
glasses?
he still likes her. Carrington said that to Kirsten.
I think he means he has respect for her is what he's trying to say.
Right.
He's doing a bad job explaining that. We're right back on. All right. I think that's like pretty much it. What else?
Someone said the Connor for Kirsten thing.
Oh,
I
yeah.
did notice that. I
That
noticed
was-
that they
that
were
was-
talking
yeah.
in the background when all
Yeah.
of this drama was happening.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they have known each other for weeks. I don't know.
I feel like it would have happened already.
Yeah.
But maybe not because him and Mackenzie were together.
Right.
So maybe she didn't have the chance.
Right.
I feel like Kirsten would bring out the good stuff. I'm sorry.
It would be kind of wild to see. I'm not saying I'm totally open to this, but it would be kind of wild to see Connor and Mackenzie talk again to see maybe if they've both been through some things on their own ends and could work something out. But I don't know. I think maybe ultimately they're not compatible.
I just
but-
don't think that they work.
Yeah.
It's just they
Connor and
too-
Cher, no.
no.
Their personalities don't match to me at all. Lauren got a boyfriend. They met at the airport. What is up with that? It's all over TMZ.
We did see
and
that.
she just keeps posting all of the TMZ stuff on her page. Like Lauren, we love you, but like,
What's going on?
we don't need to see TMZ on your Instagram 8 times. I died.
So,
We were laughing at
guys,
that.
I'm sorry, but I love Cely and Johnny. They just vibe so well.
I don't buy it.
I
you
just
can
think
think
I
that.
have I have like such a biased opinion because
Same.
I've been in her position, so it's
Same.
just I can't look at it any other way. Okay,
Yeah.
everyone's saying MBI.
FBI.
I just hit it because it was on top of our heads. I gotta find it.
I don't know who we pick.
Let's.
It's so difficult.
I did
Caleb.
have a thought.
Caleb for now.
Wait, I'm trying to find. There it is. Okay. I think. I think Kirsten. Because she held her own
Yeah.
and she was classy and.
I think Caleb too for the guy.
Yeah.
For now.
But he's been the MVI this whole week.
So has Kirsten
No,
and
Justine was.
So is Kirsten and
She
Justine.
was
We
this
keep
week, too.
picking the same people.
I know.
But it's like everyone else step
Who
it
do
up.
you who do you guys think is the MVI?
Yeah.
We're gonna
how
let
about
you guys
pick.
decide today.
Yeah. lots of Kirstens.
Everyone's saying MVI Caleb.
It's not Caleb. Caleb or Calvin. It's not Caleb, Kirsten, Caleb. No Caleb, Kirsten, Caleb.
Connor and Kirsten, yes.
Connor. Well,
Yes.
there's lots of Calebs too. No Caleb, pick Connor. Okay, Connor.
I think Connor.
I think Connor
I did
actually
think that.
too. Okay,
I forgot.
Connor,
And Kirsten.
Yeah.
Because Connor was so
Connor and
mature. I
Kirsten.
actually am so glad that we
Yeah.
got to see the side of him because it shows that he actually is just a very low-key, mature guy.
Yeah.
That
He is.
you know, he just has to find his footing
Yeah.
in the villa.
Yeah. He was super like respectful to Mackenzie.
Extremely
through all of that,
respectful.
too. So I appreciated that from him.
I think that they are going to be really good friends.
Yeah. Are we picking a wote? I don't really want to pick a wote.
I don't
want to pick a wote.
the vote today.
We're gonna skip the wote.
The vote.
We're gonna skip the wote's
The vote
producers.
is whoever made Carrington do that.
The wote is whoever made Carrington walk down by himself. Whoever came up with that idea and made that happen and didn't have him walk down holding her hand, that's the wote. I just unplugged this. I'm like pointing with it. That's the wote. Okay.
Do you got? Everyone keeps saying the fiance thing. It's not
We've already
true.
addressed that. We're moving on. Okay. We're going to watch tonight. We'll be back tomorrow. We got our interviews this afternoon and tomorrow with,
Yes.
so far, Faith and Mercedes. Send us a DM on Instagram if there's more of the Casa Amor people you would like to see, or message them and tell them to get on after the island or to
Right.
send us a message. Just so we can get those scheduled. We also are planning on having a special guest later this week to just talk about the implications of reality TV and comparing it. I don't know if anyone watched The Bachelor, but we've invited Connor Cely on. He's back in town. He's from my hometown. We went to high school together. We're going to have Connor Cely on hopefully this week and have him talk about kind of a conversation, not about Love Island or about The Bachelor, but kind of comparing the two. Differentiating them. Yeah, we're gonna make it like a think tank.
Because I think it's really important for everyone to get
And
gauge
I want it to be
what
live.
goes on.
I want it to be live instead of Zoom with
Yes.
Connor. Connor Cely, if anybody remembers him, so we can have everyone put questions in and stuff about just reality TV in general.
Right, and we're gonna be extremely candid
Yeah.
about it, which
Yeah.
we already are on this, but like.
We're gonna it's gonna be more of the behind the scenes
Right.
versus just judging like screen interface that we watch.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that with him, and it will give much more of like a deeper idea of, you know, the aftermath of being in the public eye and being on reality TV and all of that.
Right.
So that will be nice to have too. All right.
Yes.
I think that's pretty much it. If you are on right now, please like this video. It really helps us out. Share it with your friends, post it on social, send it to people. Leave us some comments below. Let us know any suggestions you guys want for the next video, because we tried to take a lot of suggestions and use them for this time. So let us know more things you want to see. Subscribe to the channel.
Yes.
And we can't wait to see you guys again for the next one.
Yes. Thank you guys
All
so
right.
much. You literally are the best ever. We freaking love you. Someone
All
said,
right.
back off, Weber. Connor Cely's
That is
mine.
hilarious. It's all you. You can have him. We'll introduce
That's
you.
hilarious.
We'll introduce you. Tune in for when we have him on.
Hilarious.
All right.
Okay, we love you guys.